Good Neir Shabbos, good Neir Shabbos. This week is Parshas Devarim. It's also Shabbos Chazon. Chazon is to be able to see a chizayon, which is it's a flash, it's a flashback, it's a lightning. It's almost like a new upgrade to the neshama, a new upgrade to the guf rather. Behem gets a new light, a new blick of who we are, of this thing called Tzion. So first thing is Parshas Devarim. Devarim is Devarim. It's bees, it's things, but it's also dvash. It also has honey. So the Torah is this is from the Oinaim. The Torah is you have to be able to. We want to tap into the side of the honey, because it can be both. It can be samam avos. It can be samam and samam avos and samachayim. So it depends where I tap into, what my intention is, where I'm coming from. Which in this language means, what am I learning for? Why am I doing this? Right, I'm not doing it anymore from a place of that I have to. It's a command. It's a yoke. But rather, I'm doing it from a place that I'm connecting to it. I'm understanding who I am. I'm understanding that I'm Torah. Torah is me. It's all one. Of course, it has to be Kabbalah Seil. Kabbalah Seil is always key. But we're connecting more to becoming one, connected with it, oneness, and that is tapping into the Devarim. To the right, into the honey. So let's go to Shabbos Chazon. What is it? What's going on over here? So as we know, the Rebbe brings it down over here in a sikh actually. Everybody gets to see the Migdash that was God's on from the Ratans. Kamashla of just like a father makes an expensive piece of clothing for his son, and he rips it. The child rips it. And he rips it too. The kid keeps ripping his clothes. From time to time, he shows it to him. Through this, the child understands how to go to the derech hayasher. It becomes to him as like teva. It becomes to him one. He understands that he's one with present Torah, with everything. Because I'm not afraid anymore that he's going to go back to ripping it, because it's just like before. My innate character was to rip and break, because I was in Behemaveld, jealousy, kina, and all judgments, because there wasn't enough love for myself, Shechina. Now my innate calling is to be good. I'm connecting and I understand. I'm being present. I'm being mindful. I'm learning how to do this. I'm becoming present with it. And the reason that this helps. Why is this stronger than the Baskal, the cruise? Because there is a cruise that goes out like every now and then, every day, or when also Shabbos Chazon, there's a cruise that goes out like a Baskal, and it says that Shmoyer and L'Tshuva. So when we hear this voice, we want to be Mo'er to Tshuva, because here it's more personal. Over there it's just up in the Shama, and over here when you see it, ain't domiri lishmir. It's nicht kan vergleich. When once you see it, once it's in my chachma, once it's in the calmness of my brain, once I am completely surrendered. Surrendered means that I have no judgments to anything that's happening in my life. As it happens, I'm like, okay, where is the good in this? Okay, I'm surrendering. It's fine. It's going to be good. And then as you keep doing that, you're mamting the gevuras, And as you do that, there's hala, and then you find yourself above it. And all that happens through being present in the moment. Because in the moment, I'm fine. I'm only worried about as I'm stepping out of the moment. And the deeper the lesson that's coming, the deeper, the more mitzamtzim we have to be to become present with the moment. Until we get to a point that it's bilti murgish. It's tainug atzmi bilti murgish. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute, because this is what's going on over here now, this Shabbos and this Sunday. This is a very, very powerful time for our consciousness that we are, what's opening up for us now in Tisha B'Av. So there's a resemblance here. We have not a resemblance. There's 2 points over here. We have Yud Av, and we have Yud Tishrei. We have Yud Av when the Bas Mikdash was Charav. I'm sorry. We have Yud Tishrei when the Kohen Gadol went into the Kodesh Kodashim, Lifnei v'Lifnim, and what was he doing over there? Nothing. He was standing. He couldn't have any machshava. He had to be completely surrendered because he was downloading Koinish Elyon, Rachamim Rabim, tremendous Rachamim was coming into Vel through him. He was the vessel, right? So he walked in there and he went into the highest place. And Yud Av is when this place was Nechev, was Chorev. Right? And what was Chorev? The Aron is on top of the Even Shasiyah. It's sitting on the rock that the world was created on. And there's a whole sikha that we learned last week that Hayatoch and the Aron is not here. How could there be a Beis Hamikdash? So the Rambam, the Rebbe answers with the Rambam and the whole sikha that basically that the Aron Kodesh was there. It's Nignas, and that's where we're getting our chiyus from. This is still Shechina is pulsing out, sending out oil to the whole world, and we are receiving that. We are receiving that because we are it. We are the receivers for this type of consciousness. It's really Yisrael. So what's happening over here is, so we see that there's something going on over here. There's something happening on this day. There's a lot of Ar happening over here on this day. Tremendous Ar to the point where there was a Migdash was Charav on that day. The dwelling place of Creator, the powerful thing. He could have just finished it. He could have done anything, but he let it happen. Why? Because just like that lavush that the father is giving to the child and the child rips, and then the third one is not giving it to him, but now I'm looking at it differently. I'm not looking at it that the child ripped it and the father is upset with him. The father, look at Chila, gave him this toy so he can train with it once, and then training again, and it's like, okay, now you're going to get it. Because guess what? Once you get this koyach, once you see this, there is no playing around. This is it. And he wants to make sure that we get it. Because this is, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you're in that space, you can't unsee it. And that's the Beis Hamikdash HaShlishi. So what is happening? What is this Beis Hamikdash HaShlishi? First we played with the Lego, we played with the bricks, with the stones. But the third one is going to be made out of Eish, which is every single one, every Yid has in it an Ois of the Beis Hamikdash. And as I'm becoming aware, I'm doing my avodah, right? That switch goes on, and as we turn on the switch, we're going to start reflecting that onto the Makam HaMikdash, onto the Even Shasiyah, to the place where it all started. And that you can't put out, because it's made out of Eish. It's me, it's who I am, it's my essence. And when a person is true with his essence, when I'm true with my essence, nobody can penetrate that. There is no chosher that can get close to it, because it's my truth, and you can't move a rock. You can't move a mountain. We just can't. It doesn't stand. You don't stand a chance, because it's the truth. But if the rock is not 100% true to who he is, you can move him, because he's uncertain. Okay, somehow you'll get him to move. So the same is the Beis Hamikdash HaShlishi. Beis Hamikdash HaShlishi is me becoming real with who I am, finding myself, and tapping into that, becoming one with that. And this is what's happening over here. We've been prepping for the 3 weeks, and now we're going into the 9 days. And the ninth day, that is when we're going into Yud Yud Av is where we go into the Kodesh Kodeshim, which is, as we can see, there's an hour avodah. We're not here to sit and just be mizboin and meditate all day. We have to do the work. He wants us to do through the 613. There's different fads. There is I can do avodas Hashem with my tefillah, with my davening, with my learning, tzedakah, chesed, working, cheshbon nefesh, all that stuff. But comes once a year where it's Kodesh Kodeshim, and he said nothing, no food, no music. Tiny built-in mortgage. You don't reach me. You're not reaching me by any type of means that you can grab, because I want to take you to a higher level. I want to take you. We're not even allowed to put tefillin on that morning, nor learning nothing. I want to take you to a place which is built-in mortgage, just b'tachas habshitis. That's why we don't eat meat on the 9 days, because ain't simcha elu b'basar. And now we're going not simcha. We're going into einik. We're going into a much higher place. I Shabbos is b'chiliyat, because we're feeding. On the contrary, because everything is elevated, so the meat gives us more power to go into a higher medrage. B'chiliyat, like the Baal Tshuva. So back to Tisha B'av. So the cheshbon here is as follows: that once I surrender to everything, once I surrender to the matzav, I don't judge it. I stop judging myself. I stop judging why is so many things happening. It's so not good, and I'm afraid my life and all that good stuff. I surrender to it and I say, there must be good. It must be good. It has to be something good. And from that place, I go deeper till I find my pnimis, my Kodesh Kodeshim. And from that place, this is where the Beis Hamikdash Shlishi comes in. This new consciousness, where you have a glimpse of what it looks like, what we're looking at. Now, this Shabbos is, as we know, that every Yid gets a chizayon. We get a flash of what the Beis Hamikdash looks like to inspire our neshama. But how many of us wake up in the morning and like, oh, I saw the Beis Hamikdash? I don't think anybody, but except for whoever does. But So the vart is as follows. We're not talking here about bricks and stones anymore. If you're looking for that type of chizayon, we have, I don't know. Well, not yet, or that's not what we're looking at. It's going to play out physically. But first we need to know what to look at. Choshech wants me all the bling bling. He wants to see rocks and lights, and he wants to see all that, because that's how he shows up. Fine, that too. But the chizayon that we're talking about over here, it's a feeling, it's a hergish, it's an akuda, it's a das, it's an open-mindedness, it's a breakthrough. Now that's attainable, and that's guaranteed that everybody's getting in Shabbos Chazon. To be mindful as to what I'm looking for. What am I really looking for? What does a Beis Hamikdash look like? A fire that you can't put out. And going with that in mind, to go to sleep Friday night with that in mind, and then wake up and feel a new chiyus, a new life, a new force of life. That will ultimately manifest, because what forces me to find my Kodesh Kodeshim is when I have nothing to deflect on anymore. As long as there's a physical person here, then I'm looking up my tati. I always go to my tati for help, as long as my tati is around. But if my tati is not around, because he's busy, not because he has to, we can be here too and he's not around, then I have nobody to deflect on. So I can go into victim, but my life is so bad and I'm so alone. But we know more than that now. We know Orcha is there. No, nobody cares if I feel bad for myself. Who cares? So I'm forcing myself to go inward, and with that I find my true self. So the Beis Hamikdash of stones is not here anymore. So I don't have anymore what to look up to give out for me to feel good that I've done my duty. I went and I did. No. This one is a hearts and mind turn on. I have to go inward. So now when I'm projecting forward, I have to project the real deal. I have to project a Beis Hamikdash Shalish. Because that's what I'm finding within. I'm not finding somebody that I can lean on. This is ultimately what our Rebbe's wanted from us. We have to wake up. We have to do this. So with this, we should all have a super elevated Shabbos. We should go into Yom Shekula Shabbos. We should feel the oil from this, from what's going on over here, what's happening. Tafshin Pei Aleph Shabbos Chazon. Tafshin Pei Aleph Shabbos Chazon. Shnas Palos Erenu. Right? Let's not get carried away. We're not looking for, like we said, flying saucers. We're looking for just to push it, to start feeling, to wake up, to start feeling my little boy, my little child, start imagining again, stop being enslaved, stop chasing something that's not true to me. Something. How do I know it's not true to me? Because it's draining me. I'm exhausted from it. Everybody's exhausted. People are doing irrational things. People are doing crazy things. No conscious person can do such things. How people are conducting themselves. And we're not judging anybody. We're just bringing awareness. Because judging, once again, is just like playing victim. We already know nobody cares. Good luck. We're in the fishbowl and everybody is trying to survive. So we understand now, though. Now that you had a breath of fresh air, there was a little bit of space created. Through my avodah, I'm able to see, I understand that no conscious sane person can do such things. So he's asleep. So we should all step into this. And there should be on our own nisharim, the nisharim of the mind, to set ourselves free. Have an awesome Shabbos.